This video is confidence intervals, finding the mean when the population standard deviation is known, part 5. So we skipped example 7 somewhere in the previous videos, but that's okay because this will give us a good review really quick with the formula before I show you how to find confidence intervals using strictly the calculator. So according to the National Health Statistics Report, a sample of 360 one-year-old baby boys in the U.S. had a mean weight of 25.5 pounds. Assume the population standard deviation is 5.3 pounds. Construct a 94% confidence interval. So first, check. It doesn't say it is normally distributed, but the sample size is 360, which is well over 30, so we're good there. And we know the population standard deviation, so we can use our formula x plus or minus the critical value times the standard error, which is sigma over square root n. And there should be a bar over that x. So let's write what we know. X bar is equal to the sample mean weight, which is 25.5 pounds. Z, our critical value, we have to find that. So let's go to the top here, draw out our normal curve, put in the center our our confidence level, which is 94%. That leaves 6% on the two sides, so each side is 3%, so 0.03. So we're going to do INV norm 0.03, and don't forget this is for the standard normal curve to do the critical value like that. So second vars INV norm, which is number 3, 0.0301. And we get negative 1.88079, so negative 1.881. We'll drop the negative off and make it 1.881. The sigma is our standard deviation. That is 5.3. And n is the number in our sample size, which is 360. So now we're just going to fill in the pieces that we know. So 25.5 plus or minus 1.881 times 5.3 over the square root of 360. And you're going to get two answers. Once you're going to do it with the minus sign, and once you're going to do it with the plus sign. So when I subtracted, I got 24.975. When I added, I got 26.025. So the mean weight of one-year-old babies in the U.S. is between 24.975 pounds and 26.025 pounds. Okay, and so then don't forget, we also write these in sentence form. We are 94% confident that the mean weight of 1 year old baby boys in the U.S. is between 24 point, I'm just going to round it to 2 places, to make room, plus the mean only goes out 1, so we'll round it out to 24.98 pounds and 26.03 pounds. And there's not room for a period, but there should be a period there. Okay. Alright, now we want to learn how to use our calculator to find the confidence interval. This is an alternative to using the formula. Okay, so this is not in addition to using the formula. This is instead of using the formula. Once you learn this, a lot of times what I do is I do it with the formula and then I use the calculator to check my answer by using this method. So for confidence intervals, you were going to go to Stat. I lost the page. Okay, you were going to go to Stat, and then you're going to arrow right, and you're going to arrow overwrite 2 places to tests. So we're used to going to Stat Calc, but you're going to arrow right past Calc to test, and you're going to see a brand new menu. Now, when we are calculating a confidence interval to estimate a mean, when you know the population standard deviation, you are going to choose number 7, Z interval. I'm going to repeat this, and I'm stressing some words, so please focus on the words that I'm stressing right now. You will use number 7, Z interval, when you are estimating a confidence interval to estimate a mean. You're calculating a confidence interval to estimate a mean, and you know the population standard deviation. That's the key. You have to know the population standard deviation. It's going to ask you what the population standard deviation is, so you can't use this unless you know it. Now, notice here, once you choose that, you will have 2 options. You will have the option to use data or to use stats. Now, when do you use each one? If your data is given like the questions we've seen so far, I'm giving you statistics, the sample mean and sample data. So those would be statistics. You choose statistics. It's going to ask you for sigma. As I said, the standard deviation. It'll ask you for X bar. It'll ask you for the number in the sample size, and it will ask you the confidence level, which, check this out, you have to put in decimal form. So if it's 95%, don't put in 95, put in 0.95. And then you go to calculate. Now, when do you use data? Sometimes they will give our data in raw form where they will not have calculated the sample mean for us. So we would put the data in L1 and we could calculate the sample mean, or we can just go straight here and choose data instead, put in our population standard deviation, tell it where the list is, frequency stays 1, tell it the confidence level, and then go to calculate. But like I said, in either case, enter the population standard deviation as sigma and the confidence level. Make sure you do that as a decimal. So we're going to go back to examples 6 through 8, and we're going to use the calculator for them. So let me get back to example 6. Alright, up too far. Actually, we'll start with example 5. Okay, here was example 5, the cereal box weight problem. The machine filled the boxes. It's supposed to be 20 ounces. So they took a sample of 6 boxes, found the sample mean was 20.25. They want us to construct a 92% confidence interval for the mean fill weight, and they do give us the population standard deviation. So we go to Stat, we arrow to Tests, and then we choose number 7, Z interval. So I just hit the number 7. They've given us the statistics, so make sure you highlight stats. And then where sigma is, we're going to put 0.2. X bar is 20.25. N is 6. And our confidence level is 0.92. We go to calculate, and look what we get. 20.107. That was the left. And 20.393. There's the right. It's that easy. let's look at the next one. Example 6. Alright, so a college admission officer takes a simple random sample of 100 entering freshmen and computes their mean mathematics SAT score to be 458. Assume the population standard deviation is 116. Construct a 99% confidence interval. We're doing the mean. We know the population standard deviation, so we're going to go to Stat, Tests, choose number 7. Still choosing data. This time our sigma is 116. Our x-bar is 458. Our sample size is 100. Our confidence level is 0.99. Go to calculate, and we get 428.12. We got 428.118, which rounds to 0.12, and 487.88, which is what we got here. It's just this rounded to 2 decimal places, and we rounded to 3 when we did the question. All right. So let's look at number 7. Alright, oops, you can pause the video if you want, and you can try this with a calculator and then come back and see if you got these answers. Okay, if you want to do this with me, Stat Tests, number 7, again we know the population standard deviation, so we enter 5.3, x-bar is 25.5, N is 360, confidence level is 0.94, calculate 24.975 to 26.025. So, pretty awesome. Let's do number 8. This is where we did 3 in a row. So, let's do the first one. Stat, Tests, number 7. Let's see, the x-bar, I'm sorry, not x-bar, the sigma was 20 here. X-bar was 125. N was 100. Confidence level, the first time was 0.90. Calculate, and we get 121.71 to 128.29. Same thing. If we do it again, Stat Test, number 7, and, oops, let me do this again, Stat Test, number 7, and change, everything stays the same except for the confidence level. Change the confidence level to 0.95. We get 121.08 to 128.92. And we'll do it one more time. Stat Test number 7. Everything stays the same except for the confidence level, which is 0.98 this time. And we get 120.35. If you round this, that's 35 to 120.65. So same thing. Okay, real quick, look at example 10. A random sample of 11 BlackBerry Bold 9000 smartphones being sold over the internet in 2010 had the following prices in dollars. Here they are. Assume the population standard deviation is 71. Calculate a 95% confidence interval. So quickly I want to show you how to do this in the calculator because I'm running out of time. So we are going to first go to Stat, Enter, and enter the numbers. So see, I have entered the data into L1. I did that while the video was paused. Now we're going to go to Stat. We're going to choose Test, and we'll choose 7 Z interval because we know the population standard deviation and we're estimating a mean. This time choose Data. That changes the things it asks for. Sigma is 71. My list is where the data is, L1. Frequency stays 1. Confidence level changes to 0.95. Calculate. So we are 95% confident that the population mean price is between 301.41 and 385.32. Okay, so there you have it. That is all of confidence intervals for estimating a mean when the population standard deviation is known. Let me know if you have questions.